Welcome to Fight On, everybody. Here's DannyMiami, and once again, joining us, welcome back, Frank the Crank Camacho. What up, Frank?
Yo, DannyMiami, Dan
Yeah.
the man. You can take which whenever you want.
Appreciate it. Hey, man, welcome back. This time, it's more exciting to have you back, just because you have a fight in what, 10 days? Just 10 days?
About 10 days, dude. Yeah, it's just like the final touches of camp. You know what I mean? Like I like to think of it was really a short camp too, right? It's only like 4 weeks when I found out since we took the fight. But a lot of prior to the fight is kind of like forging the sword. You're forging the metal, and then now it's just kind of you have the blade you have the piece of metal and the steel that's super hard and super strong. And now it's just kind of like sharpening it for fight day.
Absolutely. I mean, that's pretty much the gangster mindset, right? Like sharpening the knife.
Yeah.
Here you go. 4 weeks, man. A lot of people fight short notice, but 4 weeks is abusive, man. I feel like 4 weeks. What can you really? That's tough. 4 weeks. Oh God, if I had to fight in 4 weeks, I'd be because you're talking weight cut, fight camp, film room, right? Do you do any kind of I'm sure you do, but how seriously do you take that going into a fight and studying
Well, 4 weeks is pretty short. So I was really lucky that I was in shape. You know what I mean? It wasn't too bad. So some people like 12-week camps, 8-week camps because to get in really good shape. But man, I've been keeping in shape during quarantine life back home. Just kind of like what we spoke about. You know what I mean?
I've been watching your Instagram, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. If anything, we're fighting the scale. But I got the best guys in the business helping me out. I got Ian Laros from Lockhart and Leith, and he's a man, dude. He's a man. He's a mad scientist with all that stuff. Like I'm eating good and I'm losing weight. I'm right on track. So film. Oh, I watch film here and there. I kind of just leave it up to my coaches. Really, it's kind of like just tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Just tell me what to do, and then I'll bring it. I'll bring it on fight day.
Absolutely. And like I said, I've been watching your Instagram. I found it super cool that the bike trails you do are crazy because it's like an incline that looks like half a mile long. I'm like, are you serious, Frank? Like I saw you on the way down, Frank, but I don't want to know what that's like going up, man. I hate the pain of the pedaling a bike uphill. It's so under. Even if the hill's a little bit, you look at it and you go, nah, I got this. And then you take 3 or 4 pedals. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, so I've really been loving mountain biking because and biking in general because it's like no impact, you know what I mean? And it's man, it just opens up the lungs, dude. It feels really good. I really like it. And I'm really more on the hills and the scenery. I get to see my home island with a different lens, places that I've never really been.
That's beautiful. And you could probably have you ever tried to go around the entire island?
No, the roads are so shitty. They're not meant for bikes or pedestrians, so it's kind of like I think I need my arm or I need my life to fight, So I'm not trying to be no professional mountain biker or cyclist or anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. The last thing you want is to start pedaling in the octagon. I feel you, man. But so much has been going on since we last spoke. When we last spoke, it was like and we're definitely not going to talk about any of that crap, but I'm just saying it's been a lot of crap since we last spoke. We were complaining about just one thing. Oh, the corona's got me all messed up, man. And now it's like corona plus this, plus that. It's like, oh, shit. Are you fighting in Fight Island? Is that something, is that where it's at?
Well, no, I'm actually fighting.
The Apex, that's what I meant.
I'm fighting on June 20th at the Apex Center here in Vegas. I've always wanted to fight in Vegas, so I mean, my dream has come true. I mean, it's different circumstances, maybe is it T-Mobile Arena right here in Vegas?
T-Mobile Arena is definitely where they have like the big fights at UFC. I'm not sure if that's where the Apex. I'm not sure if that's the actual Apex, but
no, it's not. But I've always wanted to fight in the T-Mobile Arena with a crowd, but with the conditions, here in Vegas. Hey, why not, man? I get to shoot. I'm just super grateful, bro. I have a fight coming up, and a lot of people don't have their jobs, so just counting my blessings, you know what I mean?
And that's the criticism a lot of UFC fighters are receiving is that, bro, listen, we get it. Fighting for a living is one of the most brutal things you can literally do. It's getting your ass beat for fun and you're getting paid for it, but at the end of the day, it is serious stuff. And you're going out there and a lot of fighters want, but here's the thing. It's like nobody is playing sports. Jobs are lost. Everything is going to shit. And like you have the two perspectives. Like, hey, I want more money. They know why it's saying not in a time like this, dude. And then you got people that are like, look, listen, I'm just happy that sports have been canceled and the sport that I'm partaking in can still pay me. The organization I'm fighting for can still pay me. So I'm really happy to hear you have that perspective, because, man, it's like it could go both ways. But at the same time, I feel like I'd be more along your side of things with the whole, like, hey, man, look, let's be real. Working my way up to the main cards, I'll take what I can get for now, work my way up the rankings. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to let no pandemic, no dilemma. If I'm getting paid and they're still scheduling me, give me Frevola and then give me the next guy. And by the way, may I say, Frevola got called out. Forgot
Like
the fight.
twice. I heard his name like 2 times. That one fight card.
I'm sitting at home going, bro, he still got to get through the crank. What are y'all calling out a dude who might be dead in the water? I don't understand. But everybody wants him. So here's the thing: even though the spotlight is not directly, maybe at this moment, towards you, because the call out is on Frevola, the reality is that if you go in there and you put on a show, I think you're gonna steal that spotlight, man. I think all those call outs are gonna be like, well, we called out the dude that got cranked, so now we got to fight Crank. And I think that's
right.
You gotta love it when the hype falls in your direction. Like, yo, I'm in this weight class, people talking shit, let's go. I think it's super, super exciting, man. But
yeah, super interesting and super exciting, man. And it's man, but if anything, there's one word that describes it all for me during this whole thing is opportunity. What an opportunity.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. And like a guy that's really like riding off of that, Gilbert Burns, dude. What, you know what I mean? Like, dude, so first off, what a great dude. Humble, one of the humblest dudes you ever meet, coolest guys. And so nice to see him, like, earn his keep and have the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yes, and he's fought what, 3 times already this year? He's
crazy.
He fought like, I don't even, it's been weeks since he fought, man. And he's already going in there against, and I'm not going to lie, if I had to fight somebody stylistically, Usman is not fun.
Yeah, Usman, dude, all the champs, like, but especially Usman is like, he's so physical,
My fear is a guy I can't punch because he's like under me, he's shooting under, and then he's got me on the ground and I got no say in it, like Khabib type stuff. Like, that frightens me because these are like, one thing is you can knock me out. Another thing for me is that you can hold me down where I've trained for months, I can't move at all, and you're talking to me. Like, you're like, hey, by the way, I'm going to win this fight. You're holding me down. Bro, just at that point, just put me out. Just put me out, just end it, bro. I don't want it's frustrating. So I saw a couple of things you posted, and then you sent me a couple of pictures of your backpack being, you would hang it on the bathroom so it wouldn't even touch the floor of the airports. How was your travels during the crazy times before the crazy times, if that makes sense?
Dude, so traveling during like COVID is it's kind of eerie, dude. It's so eerie. Like, first, people in the airplane or people in the airport are just very kind of like iffy. They're trying to keep a distance away, but it's like, man, you're gonna be in the same airplane. Everyone's wearing. It's just such an eerie and weird freaking time. When we flew into Hawaii, Honolulu airport was just so empty, dude. It was like a ghost town. All the stores were closed. Like, I would just look down the whole freaking hallway and it would just be empty. Planes were empty. I mean, I had a whole row for myself, but what a weird time, man. And I know for sure that it's gonna be one of those things where I could tell my kids and my grandkids, like, hey, man, dude, yeah, that time in the history books, yeah, we lived during it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get free upgrades to first class because there's nobody sitting there. You can just walk up and sit in first class. So you can tell
right?
your kids,
man, but they weren't, also too, the weird thing was they're not giving food. Like, I guess like airlines are trying to like cut costs or something like that, but it was wild, bro. It was weird.
They're not giving any refreshments at all either. Like, so like,
no, yeah, they're giving bottled water, but so I'm on a long flight. It's like Guam to Hawaii, 7 hours, and then Hawaii to California was like another like fucking like another 5-6 hours, so it's like, and the airport had no food, so I'm so glad that I packed some because all the stores were closed, all the shops were closed.
I was gonna ask you that. Are the airports, because I haven't, obviously for obvious reasons, I haven't gone
Ghost
far.
town.
Ghost town,
Ghost.
and no food. Like they're not putting food out anywhere, nothing like that.
Yeah, no, because they're closed. You know, the shops are closed. Like, you know, during, and it was during the lockdown, or you know, or during they like non-essential businesses would not be open. You know.
Bro, if a distillery or if medical marijuana places that are in Michigan are open for essential business, how are airports restaurants not essential business? That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, also too, maybe on an economic standpoint, maybe there's not enough customers to you know to stay open because man, flights were empty.
Yeah, I think it has more to do with that if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Insane. Real quick before we go on, if people want to follow you, what's your Instagram name? Is it Frank the Crank? Like, what do you go by on Instagram?
Yeah, dude, check me out. Check me out on Instagram at Frank the Crank. My Twitter, Frank the Crank 55. Facebook, you can find me. My website, frankthecrank.com. Pretty simple, easy to find.
That I didn't know. You have a website. Do you
Yeah,
sell merch? Do you sell merch and stuff like
yeah.
that?
I sell merch. Yeah, if you go to frankthecrank.com, you could just I have a couple blogs. I need to update them, but yeah, like I have some merch and just just trying to stay a little bit everywhere, you know.
For sure. I'm gonna support you and buy merch for sure. I didn't know you had a website. That's
Oh
how
fuck,
big.
hell yeah! Thank you, bro.
For sure. What do you call? Are you kidding me? Shit. I'd rather be. I mean, I'm only wearing my merch right now. I shouldn't. But yeah, man. So you're fighting Matt Frevola. How long did it take that fight to, to become a reality? How was it difficult? Did you want were you just like, give me anybody, and then your managers did their manage? How do you make fights? Like, you have people that manage the fights, game, like the matchups for you. Was it difficult?
Yeah, so my manager, Iridium Sports Agency, Jason House, he gave me he works with Coach Oyama, Coach Colin Oyama, and you know they talk about matchups, they talk about fights. I got the call, hey Frank, man, you know they're looking for a 55er against Matt Frevola, and I was like, dude, heck yeah, and I think I got asked I don't know if it was an interview or if it was asked for a matchup, but I know I've been following him, and I'm a huge fan of the guy. You know, fuck, he's a steamroller. You know, fuck, he just comes in and he goes. So I knew down the line we would eventually be matched up somehow, some way. But yeah, as soon as we got word, we locked it in, signed the contract, and in like 2-3 days was getting on a plane to California.
That was it. That was it. How long
Yeah,
did it take from the moment you signed the fight to the moment you were on a plane? How long was that? Like
like
that?
2 days. 2 days.
What?
Yeah.
So so how are you doing this? You're doing your training and all that where you're at right now? Is this where you're hosting it and all that?
So I flew into to Orange County in Irvine to work with like, you know, Team Oyama. We started my camp out there. We drove out to Vegas because we had like multiple guys fighting. So last week we had Alex Perez. This week we have Christian Aguilar and Mark De La Rosa. And then next week I'm up, you know, so we just all came out. We just got an Airbnb and just kind of just training, you know. And shout out to Extreme Couture for letting us use the facility. Dude, those guys are awesome. Yeah, so just been working with coaches, working with the team, and we got a good thing going here just to kind of finish off the final parts of camp.
Beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. I didn't even know you were the Extreme Couture was in the mix at all. That's pretty cool. That is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Vegas is actually pretty cool, man. Like I guess they opened up the casinos and everything. So, dude, when you're here, you go to like the gas stations. Like not a lot of people are wearing masks. You go to the grocery stores. No one's wearing masks. Like it's cool because it feels normal. You know, it's like whoa, like crazy.
Yeah, but the new normal is the new weird. Like you start seeing that shit now. It's like, wait, is it okay to high five? Can I hug you? Can I hug you? Can I hug you? But the truth is, man, you got this like weird culture of nobody knows what really to follow. You got your
Yeah,
your overly safe people, and then you've got your conspiracy theorists telling you, yo, this is all a fake. It's all this. It's all
yeah,
that. And here's the thing, I can't blame either side because the ones that say it's a conspiracy, it's like, bro, look, we are having all these riots, all this shit, and everybody's supporting it. Even the people, even the WHO, and everybody was like, yeah, we support the riots. Like, bro, from a health standpoint, if you were really that seriously scared about this shit, now's not the time to be like, we support it. Just say, hey, look, we understand you got to do what you got to do. I just still want to let you know it's still dangerous.
yeah.
The fact that they're like, yeah, go ahead. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. how dangerous was it really, bro? Like, so
Yeah.
crazy times, and I'm glad that you are in Vegas right now, fighting at the Apex. Um, by the way, a beautiful, beautiful setup. Like it's like it's got curtains in the backdrops. You know, it looks legit. I mean, it almost looks like a futuristic fight league. You know, like the stuff that you see
Yeah.
in the movies where it's like, oh, we'll be streaming this all over the internet for the world to watch in a very fancy lit room. And here comes Camacho, the only one
Dude,
who's willing to fight.
yeah, dude, it's dope, man. It's the UFC did it right.
Bro, the UFC is on fire. And you have you gone to the location yet to scope a little bit?
No, no, man. Dude, I think they're just super strict with with everything with like when you check into your hotel, you know, you got to get your tests, and I don't even know how all that stuff works. You know, I got to wait till it's my time next week.
So when are they going to start doing the shit nobody likes? Or have you done that
Probably
already?
when I check into the hotel next week.
Bro,
And
bro.
I think they're not doing nose no more. They think they're doing like mouth swabs.
Oh, thank goodness, man. I didn't want my brain to be. I didn't want to think about you having
Yeah,
like this.
they're getting brain samples.
What the fuck? Yeah, I heard you talk about it. You're like, oh, it feels like they're getting like a brain sample. And here's the thing.
Yeah,
Another thing is that you have experts all over the place. Some of them saying, nah, you don't gotta go that deep, bro. Here's enough. And then you got others, nah, you have to. And then there you are, either way at the at the place, going like, all right, just get it over with, bro. This shit sucks. But
dude, and I think you get tested multiple times. You get tested like 3 or 4 times that week.
okay, so I was gonna ask you that. That was a good catch. So it's not like a one and done test. You get tested periodically as the fight progresses. You're still being tested over and over to make
Yeah,
sure you don't have anything.
yeah. I think it's something like you get tested when you arrive, and then you get tested for weigh-ins, and then after weigh-ins you get tested one more. You have like a curfew, kind not really a curfew, but you have a time to come in to check in after weigh-in, like after you go eat and hydrate or whatever, and then you get tested again. Then you can't leave your hotel room.
Okay, that makes sense. So after the final test, it's pure quarantine.
Yeah, yeah, till the fight.
Okay. Does the
Yeah,
UFC have any kind of police or anybody that makes sure that your ass is acting right? Like how do they
I
fact check?
mean, well, I mean, yeah, yeah. The dude, so like the hotel that all the fighters are at, there is security everywhere. You know, the athletic commission, they're everywhere. So I mean, it's like they're not holding you in the, you know, they're not saying you can't leave, but I mean, if you leave, then you don't fight. So it's kind of like one of those things. You know what I mean?
And does this affect you in any way? Like this type of because bro, like fight week is must be the nerves, the stress of training, the weight cutting. Which by the way, looking skinny, bro. You're looking real
I
skinny.
know.
You're looking so skinny, dog.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be different. You know, different environment. Uh, dude, freaking different fight environment, different fight week environment. But hey, man, that's what we do, bro. We fight and we adapt. You know, and how do you, you know, you just either roll the punches or complain and bitch about it. You know?
Of course, man. And by the way, you just reminded when you flex like this, you reminded me of I went back and watched more of your fights, of course, and I came across another fight of the night winner you had where it was like round 3, seconds left on the clock, and you got. I know you know what I'm talking about. The one where you guys just like kind of agreed to duke it out like Holloway style. You guys were like, all right, let's go, and it was just
Oh,
bam, bam,
yeah,
bam.
yeah, against Damian Brown.
Brown. Yep. That Brown fight. Whew, man, I loved it. I just want to let you know I watched it this week, and I was blown away by the fact that it was third round. You guys were just throwing the hardest punches you possibly could, man, and getting both of you, your heads turning
Yeah,
as
man,
your
we were
heads
trying to.
turning.
We were trying to like just. I was trying to like go. I was trying to win that fight. You know, I was trying to finish him. You know.
Of course, and you were almost like I'm gonna catch you if you engage in this. I'm gonna catch you. You
I'm gonna
had
get you. Yeah.
oh, I love it, man, and I can't help but feel just gut feeling that you know that we're gonna see the same thing. That we're gonna see. I don't know. My prediction is hand raised TKO like Hein. I think my that's my
Heck yeah,
prediction.
yeah. Hopefully I don't. You know, I mean, Coach Oyama is gonna kill me if I go in there and I brawl like the way I did against Damian Brown. You know what I mean? but yeah, we definitely have more tools, brother. We have more tools and that I can't wait to show.
Yeah, man. And if you wanna switch it up on us and give us a little ground game like you do all your other fights before the UFC, all about it. I mean, I love ground game stuff. You know me, I'm a sucker for that.
Oh,
That's
like
my
you mean
path.
like game plan?
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, like if the fight goes to the ground, I wouldn't mind if instead of going with the more what the most people call flashy, but to me submissions, right? Jiu-jitsu people, we love that, right? To us, a submission is just as like, oh shit,
Yeah,
like leg lock that this girl landed, Mackenzie Dern. That
Mackenzie Dern.
that was lit. That was so
Yeah,
lit after the judo throw, she the hip toss, and then she
yeah.
just
She just weaved the leg to the knee bar.
bro, that was sick. First ever, right? First ever. I think it was first ever straight knee bar like in that wave. No, maybe not in the UFC, but for sure the first for the women. Um,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Dude, I
for,
wouldn't doubt that, bro. I wouldn't doubt that.
I think that night they showed it on the screen, and I'm just having a memory issue here. But that, see, I wouldn't mind if you got like a rear naked or an armbar either. I would lose my shit too. Don't
Hey,
get me wrong.
man, I'm just trying to win the fight. Yeah, so rear naked, flying knee, flying triangle, pinky lock. No, that's illegal. So I'll lose. So
Hey man, all I know is this, man. Like with all the hype going on, and all this is safe. The guy that runs the podcast, you met him, Donnie. He's like the guy that kind of runs
yeah,
things a little bit. He's like, yo, if this gets hype, I want to go to an actual fight where Frank is at, and B, I actually want to visit Guam. Like I'm like, yo,
you
would you
guys
have ever?
should, brother. You guys should.
I'm like, would you have ever said that without the Frank Camacho? He's like, absolutely not. I didn't know what the fuck. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely not. The fuck am I doing in the middle of the ocean? No, thank you. Like,
yeah.
but now we're all like, oh yeah, we'll go and see what their food's like and all that. But
Oh
yeah,
hell yeah.
bro. So again, as a reminder, if you're listening still, thank you. The 20th is Frank's fight, and that'll be January, February, March, April, May, June 20th. I have a horrible time with numbers and dates, but um, how do you feel about the? This is the obvious question. I'm sure you've gotten it, and it might be a migraine for you. But how do you feel about like the crowd essence being taken away from the sport?
Dude, so like if you just go back and you watch my fight with Damian Brown and the last 30 seconds when we started throwing down, right? The crowd was going wild. Man, no matter what anyone says, dude, that stuff will feed into you, you know? So if anything, what my coach was saying was like, in previous fights, he just, man, he's been here all month. He was saying how weird it is because you hear everyone. You can hear him, you can hear the other guy's corner, you can hear your opponent. It's wild. You can even hear the commentators, so it's like it's just gonna be a different environment, man. And if anything, I think it's gonna be good for me to kind of keep me calm and just real methodical with what I need to do, in with the game plan that we've been working on.
I can't wait to see what it is, and I don't want to hear what it is because honestly, man, I'm the type
And
of
I'm
dude.
not gonna tell you.
Okay,
Nah.
okay then. No,
Well,
but the
the
truth
goal,
is,
well, the goal is to punch his face, and I'm sure his goal is to try to punch my face. So that's pretty much it. How do I get to his face first?
yeah. I kind of like going into it like a movie, man. Like, just don't tell me what it's about. I just want to go in and have every aspect of it be a surprise. Like, oh
Yeah,
man, look at him go, shit.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. Hopefully, the goal is, oh shit, Frank lost his mind. This fight's lit. Oh, nah, I'm kidding, bro. Your coach gonna be like, no, don't listen to Danny. Danny's full of shit. You're done doing podcasts with Danny. He's fucking.
Yeah, no more.
Oh man, I gotta ring the bell on that one. But so yeah, I agree with that, man. I think that there's a lot of good things that have come from not having an audience because again, the corners, the fact that like you've seen already, Cormier trying to commentate, he gets too excited, he yells, "Oh, he's not checking the leg kick, Joe!" And then all of a sudden, the dude's like, Bet, Mr. Cormier, I hear you. Okay, but I start checking
Yeah,
leg kicks, and then after the fight interview, hey, by the way, shout out to Cormier over there for for saying that I wasn't
dude, and
checking the leg kick.
that's what made him win the fight. That was a Greg Hardy.
Bro, that was yeah, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So a lot of interesting things have come from it. Hearing the corners, being able to hear how the fighters breathe and how intense it really is, and hearing those punches. I mean, the truth is, you hear them just about the same with a crowd because the mics are so good in the ringside that you kind of hear it anyway. But there's something so eerie about hearing it and then no crowd follow up. I've come to this conclusion. I don't know if you agree with me. I liked at first not hearing the crowd. I very much enjoyed that. But now that we've gone this long without a crowd, I'm starting to go, it makes it, man. I don't know. I'm starting to go back to that
It
crowd.
makes you appreciate a crowd.
That's what I'm getting at, you know. And
Yeah.
at first I was like, "Fuck the crowd, those ignorant motherfuckers that start going boo." You know what I'm talking about when they're like,
Yeah.
what? I don't even know. First of all, do you have any idea where that shit started? The whole
No
UFC.
idea.
Boo! Fucking hate it. I go to a fight live and there's like a good clinch. They're trying to work their way to see who gets the takedown against the fence. You got a guy doing this, and then all of a sudden I got to hear a whole arena of 20,000 plus. Boo! The fuck.
Yeah.
So for a while, Frank, I'll tell you, I did not. I liked the crowd removal because now I don't got to deal with those ignorant dudes, and I can just hear it and watch the fight. But now I flip flop, man. I miss it. I'm on team crowd now.
Man, people, you feed off the, like, even the viewer. You know, like, I was always thinking they should add like a sound, like a crowd, like, level. And, you know, like, and someone just is like, someone in like the production crew would just be like, whenever a punch would land, it'll be like, ah, you know, like, you could just like just add it into the freaking, like, a voiceover, you know, like a crowd roar. You know, I think that'd be kind of like sitcoms, right? They have like
Like a
people
laugh
laughing.
track.
Yeah.
They bring one of Mike Goldberg by accident. It is shit. Wrong track. He's not even here.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no. So I mean, I think for the fighters, what about you? In the octagon, do you prefer a crowd or no?
I've never fought in a no crowd, so I'll get back to you on June 21st.
Let's go. So how about this? Let's in the future. I'm down to do after fight thing where we can even like break down the fight if you're down and just talk smack about the things that maybe we didn't catch, because on TV you don't see shit, man, and you don't
Yeah.
catch shit and you don't know what the corners are telling you. So if you would have me, I would have you. Let's just do I would love to do the post fight with you, because I think that, you know, the insights as to what the corners might have told you, and of course we're actually watching the fight in a much more focused way. No pressure, bro. I know you got enough on your plate, but
Let's do it.
for sure. So the UFC also has a lot of drama going on right now that a lot of people are like on the fence about the whole pay issue. I know you're a grateful dude, so you're kind of like, dude, just get me in. I'm happy to have a fight where I can promote myself, get my name out there, perform, do what I love, and get paid, and I'm out. Like, that's the mindset you have. Then you have other people higher stature in terms of, like, they got a belt on them and they want to make requests. Do you think this is the right time to be making negotiations with the UFC, or do you think it's better to like hold off till maybe things settle in and then negotiate the draw? Because we'll get down the line. But what do you think about that?
Let's just say I don't have like the clout or the popularity or the whatever to be making those kind of statements. You know what I mean? Like if there's anyone that's gonna be fighting for higher pay, which I'm fully on board, man, it would be the guys at the top. It would be the GSPs, the Conor McGregors, the John Joneses, the Masvidals. You know, do I think the timing is right? Maybe not. I think they should have waited a little bit, you know, or fucking, I don't know, man. But like, I think timing is key. And I think if all the top heavy guys got together and got to like, you know, really plan it out and really fight for the fighters, you know, fighters pay and all this and that, I think it would have been better execution at a different time. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, and of course, the more negotiation power you have, the more you can do. I mean, look at McGregor himself. He literally said, "Hey, I don't want to defend the title. I want to jump weight class." Dana White said, "Hey, man, you show up and you make weight and you draw like you always do. We're never going to give you issues there." You know, some fighters don't have that luxury, and I get it. There's like everything in life. You know, you got to stay humble where you are, and maybe you got to wait for the right time to have the right voice. I get it. I just think that personally, me, it's not the right time, but I do
I think the
think that
timing's way off, dude.
okay, thank you. That's what I was looking for. Like, give me some
like, come on, guys. Like, come on, guys. Like, dude, look at the world right now, bro. Like, dude, we're the only sport, dude. Like, come on. Like,
I
we're
agree. I agree.
like
Go ahead. You go ahead, man.
no, yeah, the wrong. I think you guys are just off on the timing.
I couldn't agree more. But at the same time, you know, I'm not fighting for my for my well-being when I'm in there. And that,
Yeah.
like I said at the beginning, you know, at least when we were talking, I don't even know what's been recorded. We've been talking before this even started, but you know, I do understand that fighting is not like another sport. You know, it's not like, hey man, pay me to shoot a hoop. No offense, basketball is cool. I get it,
Yeah.
but it's just a different game when your limbs can break, your muscles are, you tear muscles, this is just aside from all the damage we can see. You know, it's a very, very dangerous sport where you know, you can even get hurt sparring. You know, sparring, there's more injuries sparring on average than there is inside the actual octagon due to how hard people sometimes
And one competitor always gets paid half.
bro. You know, I thought Nunes got at least $1 million for that fight, being that she's the women's
I
GOAT.
think she only got 350.
Yeah, with fight bonus, I think it was like $500,000 with fight bonus, meaning whatever, maybe 350 was the fight pay, was the base pay. And then
No, I think 350 show 1 mil win. Or sorry, 350 show 100,000 win.
I
I think that's
from
what I saw.
what I saw was 150, same shit. It's
Or whatever, right? Yeah.
it's about 100K, right? That to me is like for the women's GOAT. Ugh, bro. Like I do think there's two sides to the story. Yes, it's bad timing, but I also think that, man, like, you know, because that's, you know, everybody now is really focused on what the fighters get paid. Cody, by the way, an amazing knockout. Like,
Yeah. Good gracious.
you watch all the fights. Are you like a sick head like me that you just like watching fights?
Yeah. I try to watch as much as I can.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I just love it. It motivates me. Like, I don't fight like you, but I train, you know.
Yeah.
It fucking motivates me, dude. When I see a good fight
Yeah.
card, bro, I'm more likely to train 5 days that week if the fight card's good. Straight up. Straight up.
Dude, after the Cody Garbrandt fight, I ran like I ran 3 miles, and I tried to make it back in time for the main event.
Wait, what? What? Wait, you said, okay, that was awesome, I'm gonna go for a run, and then you came back for the main event?
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that was fucking badass, and I fucking ran, then I came back for the fight.
Okay. Thanks for not making me feel weird, man. I appreciate that.
I know, right?
You're the weird one. Wait, you just got up. It's like, hold on. By that point of the night, I've had like a couple slices of pizza and a beer.
I know.
But so
Fuck.
were you watching the fights? Were you in the States, like in the actual Vegas when the fights? Were you here already when 250 was playing on?
Yeah, because my boy Alex Perez fought on that card. He was the one that won with the calf kicks.
Yeah, on Formiga.
Yes.
Ooh, first round leg kicks. That's like some video game shit. That's like when your son cheats on UFC 3. It's like, you're cheating, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, what was it? Why was it that he landed? I know he landed enough to hurt him, but you know, usually you see fighters take more punishment. I think he was just landing him that clean.
It was clean, bro. It was clean, man. And that technique is fucking. You can only take so much, you know.
Bro, but what was it?
You can only probably take only like 3 or 4.
But what do you think it was? What technique was it? Because I mean, we see leg kicks all the time, and we see them very powerful.
Oh, it was a calf kick.
Yeah, to the calf. But he hit him in ways that, like I said, first round TKO, and it wasn't even past he didn't get to minute 4 of the fight, did he? He didn't even make it to the 4th minute of the fight. You're talking about a fight that got stopped TKO leg kicks round 1, which, by the way, you hyped that fight up so much that I got everybody watching. I'm like, yo, come on, we gotta watch these like pre.
Yeah,
motherfucker's crazy, and it's Formiga. He's like in the top 5 in that weight class.
It was number 4, dude.
What the fuck is that about? How is Formiga fighting in a early card like that? I guess the card was so stacked, maybe, and they got to fulfill contract. Yeah. We're in that weird stage, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is, because he's got to, like, look at the next fight card. Have you seen 251?
Is that the one with
everybody?
Everybody, yeah, okay. You got Aldo, you got Peter Yan, you got Volkanovski and Burns.
Burns and Usman to head the title, the headline.
Yeah.
Wow. I think
exciting.
I think you go in, you win this next fight, and then you request, hey man, Vegas ain't shit. Give me Fight Island.
All right, Mr. Manager.
Hey, bro. Listen, Listen, I think with a win here, you're pretty much. I mean, your boy's on a roll. I mean, what he did to Formiga was amazing. You're doing good. I think your entire circle's on fire right now. Take advantage, man.
Yeah, and that's a plan, man. Knock on wood. Injuries, no injuries, no nothing, and man, I'll try to jump back in and get as much as I can this year. Like I said, the one word, opportunity.
That's it, man. And they say luck by definition is when
being prepared for an opportunity.
Yep. It's when preparation and opportunity
meet. Yeah.
Yeah. So do all the hard work, prepare all that you can. And then when the moment's right, you just, that's why some people say there's no lucky punch, man. Like you had to practice the technique. You had to practice the timing. And even if you landed with your eyes closed, hey, it's something you conditioned to land if you needed it. And there it was, so
100%. Yeah.
So a lot of people say there's no lucky punch for that reason. Big debates at my house about that, but I do see both sides to that. So that's fire, man. And yeah, man. So like I said, I don't know if you saw the post conference to UFC 250, the post fight conference with Dana White. Man, he's
what was he saying,
bro? He was stressed the fuck out. He was like, he goes, believe me when I tell you that I made the sport what it is today. It came from a place where nobody wanted. It wasn't even on pay-per-view. There was porn on pay-per-view before my shit was allowed to be aired on pay-per-view. That's ridiculous. But anyway, think about it. Porn, no problem. A couple of guys, actually combating in a sport, ban that shit. Anyway, I brought it from those times, says Dana White. And I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, dude, what's his name? McCain. McCain was saying that it was, human cockfighting.
Yes, that it was human cockfighting. It's like, yeah, if you're ignorant as shit, yes. But if you understand how the beauty of mixed martial arts, if you see it for what it is, you wouldn't have that. Come on, bro. This is a boxing country still. It's maybe UFC is going to get more popular now these days and stuff like that. And the reality is, I feel like it is, but boxing still has all that money it's generated and all these generations of people that, it's still a stronger engine in terms of that popularity shit. Because Canelo makes a shit ton per fight and all that. So,
shit.
No, you're good, man.
Oh, my bad. What the hell? Oh, there we go.
Oh, is that your BLM black screen, bro? I'm just messing. Anyway, so he was saying shit like this, like, believe me when I tell you that to bring the sport to where it is today was tough. Like to get it from underground to mainstream to now, all over the world in a global sport and a global organization. It's been the toughest road. But when I tell you that this COVID situation is the toughest thing I've ever had to deal with, you believe me. That was deep shit. You could tell Dana. I mean, Dana literally told people, like, stop asking me stupid fucking questions. He was saying it just like that. He goes, I love you over there, whoever it is that interviewed him. He's like, but you're asking me stupid fucking questions. And the question was, why are these guys asking for more money? Like that was his question. I thought it was a legit question. Like, why do you think it is? And he was like, stop with the stupid questions. I was like, okay, Trump. It's like the Trump tactic, like you don't like the question she gave you, just shit on it. Just shit. Fuck you. Next question. I'm just saying, Dana White has character, but we haven't seen that before, and I think it's for a good reason. He literally said this: I've thrown my phone to the ground 3 times a day in the last week because he's got so much people to his back and all that. So it's just tough.
There you go. Sorry about that.
A little glitch in the system. Nothing wrong with that. Glitch in the matrix, but you could hear what I was saying, right? How he's got everyone after him, like people that were the haters, the naysayers, and then you have everybody just after him, and then the contracts he's got to fulfill. Because I'm sure you have a contract, right? Well, what does your contract look like?
Well, I have 2 more, including this one. Then we're up for like renegotiation or another contract.
Is this the first time you'd have to renegotiate a contract in the UFC?
This is my second one. I signed a 4 with them, and then I signed another 4, and then I'm going to be hitting my last 2.
So this will be your 10th contract-wise. This will be your 9th fight in the UFC.
7.
He's doing math.
I'm counting my fingers.
Yeah. So this would be your 7th UFC fight.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So in your contract, you have this one and then one more.
Correct.
What is it that? So how does a UFC fight contract negotiation look like? What goes down?
Honestly, I'm so glad to have a good manager and a good management team that just kind of takes care of that, where I don't even need to think about it, you know?
Totally get it. So the answer is I hire two gangsters and they handle it and they have my best interest in mind.
100%. And just really trusting the process. You know, if there's anything, you know, like I mentioned like a couple fights ago, it was like, you know, really just trusting the process, like trusting that my coach and my team would prepare me the best that I can. And then trusting the process that my nutritionist, Laros with Lockhart and Leaf, will help me make weight. Trusting that my manager would give me the right fights to climb the right rankings and to negotiate the right contracts. All I got to do is I got to just put in the work and show up. Makes it easy.
And has there ever, maybe this is too specific, you might not even remember, but has there ever been a moment where you were like, what the fuck? What? And they're like, hey, trust the process, Frank. Was there ever like any dissonance? Like a moment where you were just like, obviously you trust your boys. It feels like you have a close network of people around you. And that's, yeah. And you're, you know, that's what makes this.
Maybe, wait, I mean, maybe if I had a question or I questioned something, you know, I always brought it up, but I never like freaked out or anything like that, you know? Like I wouldn't be around these guys if I didn't want to, you know what I mean?
Right. And so, you know, there was never a moment even in your head where you're like, I don't know if that's a good decision, or I don't know what's going on. And then at the end of it, it turned out okay. Or I know it's too specific of a
Yeah.
question, but
Nah, man, honestly, man, I'm all in, bro. I really believe that, you know, to build a freaking strong, big ass company, you can't micromanage everything, you know? You gotta really believe in people's duties and people's jobs.
that's powerful, man, because I think that trust, it goes both ways. Like they trust that, you know, because the trust does go both ways because you have your part to play in it too.
100%.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it's really, man, yeah, we're the fighters are the only person in there, but man, it's really a team effort.
Are you at 155 right now?
No. I'm only at 50, I only hit 55 just on the scale just for a few hours.
Okay, so that's the technique is going in.
Usually that's how usually guys cut, you know, like, so I try to walk, like I probably get in like at fight week, probably 15 pounds, and I cut about 15 pounds fight week.
What?
Yeah, some guys are crazier.
I hear 15 in a week. That doesn't sound right. When I hear those numbers, you know,
I mean,
I know
it's not easy, but it sucks, you know?
I mean, I've heard numbers like these before, but when you're actually in front of someone who does it, it's kind of like Corona, right? Whatever. But when you're in front of someone who told you, "Yo, I went through that shit," you start to go, "Holy fuck, tell me," and then you start to get like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
So
Gnarly.
cutting 15 pounds in a week. I mean, that's what, trash bags running everywhere. Never. What do you do?
No, man. No, dude. It's that's why I have a guy. That's why I have Ian Laros, man. He's dude. This guy's a mad scientist when it comes to cutting weight.
Okay, I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that. I guess I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
I wish. I mean, that like I think that's like a whole another episode in itself, you know. But it's um, yeah, man. Crazy. It's crazy.
There's so many. That's what I love about the fight game, dude. There's so many angles you can talk about because you know, the weight cut, the oh fucking a, the aftermath of a fight. People just see the fight, it's over, they turn off their TVs, but your ass now has a cut here. Maybe you took a punch you shouldn't have, and now you're getting like concussion protocol. Then you got to go to sleep that night. And I think that when you go to sleep is when you realize everything really does fucking hurt because the adrenaline's over with. You're at home, the swelling starts to set in. What's been your worst experience when it comes to that? Because a lot of people don't talk about this. They don't talk.
Well, a couple, you know. So, man, I don't know if I just have a freaking hard ass island coconut head or something, but I'm usually fine. You know, like I'm pretty okay. Some guys like piss blood, you know, like I hear it's pretty gnarly, but different fights are always different. But I know for every fight, I know I can't sleep that night. Like I pull an overnighter all the way to the next day. Not because I want to or whatever, but it's just like I don't know if it's like adrenaline or if it's just something. I always have a hard. I don't sleep. I can't sleep. I just lay in bed with my wife sometimes, and I'm like, dude, I can't fucking sleep. Some fights. So like my first fight with in the UFC against the Leech, Li Jing Liang. So he was busting my leg up in the third round. Dude, I just remember that fight. I felt like I got hit by a truck. I've never got hit by a car, but if I ever did, I probably know that's how I felt. So like I couldn't really walk for like 3 weeks because, dude, my thigh was just all jacked up. Usually when you get cut too, if you get split open, there's UFC guys that will just stitch you up in the back, and depending on whatever, you got to go get like a CT scan, so they'll take you to the hospital, and then that's like the non-fabulous stuff that you'd never really hear about or see about, and that's why I'm really close to my team and to my family, because during wins or during losses, these guys are always there no matter what.
Going back to the being lucky to have a good circle of people, you got the mad scientists that are, because does the same guy do your dieting, for example? Does he do like does he help you with recovery as well? Like, oh, do this.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he makes me my post fight or my post weigh-in meals, my post weigh-in shakes, for the reload, for man, losing 15 pounds in a week is very drastic. So how do you reload so that you can perform in 24 hours, But not only that, man, dude, Ian's there like helping me cut weight. Like he's in there with the hot tub with me. He's there in the sauna with me. Like just very intimate times,
I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah.
The truth is,
I can
man,
imagine.
I've never, yeah. So, and how long have you guys known each other? Years?
A couple years, like maybe 2017.
Okay, so nearly 3 years. Okay, so you guys have seen some shit then.
Yeah, for sure.
This is okay. Cool. Yeah, man. So, I mean, I thought that the question was exciting because again, not enough people talk about the aftermath, and it's horrific. It's horrific. Like you really don't think about it much. I mean, you kind of go, "Oh, that sucks," and then you kind of fuck off. Like, you go,
Yeah, and that's why I'm also too. I'm not really like a big shit talker or anything like that, because man, all fighters, man, put everything on the line all the time. And whether I'm fighting the guy or not, like at the end of the day, man, the guy got to make it back to his family. And if I knock him out, if he knocks me out or whatever, like these are consequences that we're putting ourselves on. I mean, yeah, we sign up for it, but it's like just having the humility within each other, and kind of like having like a little honor code between the fighters is very key. And there's one thing not going out there and not like trying to end the fight, but I appreciate each fighter for just taking the step of getting in there, because a lot of the stuff happens, man, when you the highs and the highs and the lows and lows sound so cliche, but man, really, like after a loss, you only hear from a certain amount of people, but then after a win, everyone's blowing you up, so it's like, it's kind of cool. And that's why I find martial arts and I find fighting as a real good instructor to me as a man and as a husband and as a father, because it really teaches me like how life really is, and either you win the biggest wins or you pay the consequences, and you take the hard losses, and how do you deal with that as a man or as a person yourself. So that's one of those things. I mean, I can get real deep into it, but it's kind of like that's real gist of it,
whatever you want to explore, Frank. I mean, this to me,
Yeah.
you honestly, you could tell the longest story. I'd lose track of time, bro. So like if ever you started going into like your aftermath thoughts in a fight, like, cause all that shit's crazy. Like you watch this mayhem play out in front of you. The night that I saw Aldo and Holloway 2, we're leaving Detroit Arena, and Holloway was already being transported as we were leaving the parking lot. Like there was a big like convoy, a big ass trail of medics and shit, and I'm like, oh my god, those are all fighters, And it's got to be a lonely feeling too, right? Like after a fight is over with, like imagine Aldo, man. On top of that, on top of who you used to be and all that, like dealing with those injuries, and it's just you and your own pain. Like you're alone in that ambulance, and then at the hospital, it's a lonely feeling, you know. After all that, I think it's like a comedian, right? Everybody sees the comedians come out and do their show, but then they don't realize this dude is touring every night by himself, talking to people that don't really talk back. It's a lonely thing, right? Fighting is very lonely.
Yeah.
When the cage closes, yeah, I know you got your boys and everybody on the other side, but here, it's 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 you, man. Like I just feel like, oh, there's such
You
a
gotta be very. You gotta be You gotta be your own best friend, and you gotta be in very tune with yourself.
absolutely spiritually, emotionally, you got to be so in tune with everything, and every thought matters because if a bad thought eats away at you, the fight's not going to be the same for you. It's just so amazing how this that, like I don't know, man. Like no offense, I hate to diss other sports. You drop an incomplete pass this time, you'll get another chance in the game to catch a ball. But if you get clocked in a fight, there's no like, oh, let me get another down at this.
But then again, an incomplete pass too could cost you the Super Bowl, something that you've been striving for your lifetime. You know,
Touche.
so yeah, you know, like really really subjective, but it's like um just a really good and it's I really, you know, like I said, I find it as a really good instructor, you know, as a really good teacher for me because it really translates into all of life.
You know, to the
And that
average person, you might sound crazy, but I know exactly what the fuck you're talking
oh
about.
no no because you no and you understand because you do jujitsu, you know, man, you put in the time, you put in the effort, you know, you work movements that are so weird and so awkward on rolling on the ground, trying, you know, like all these different things, but it pays dividends, you know, like it's such a great learning tool.
I really agree with you, especially when you I mean, I've competed at the scrub level. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk myself up, but the truth is
No,
that
but
like
it's still competing, yeah.
it's still an adrenaline rush. I still want to be at my best. I don't want to take an L. I do want to like showcase all my skills, man. And at the pro level where you're at, where it's like on top of that, you have this massive weight cut, the burden of performing. Because at the end of the day, like you want that bonus too. Let's be real, fucking money. Give me the fucking money. I want to put this guy out. I want to put him out. I want to get knocked out
Yeah.
of the night. Real quick, speaking of knockout of the night, this is a debate we're having. What was cleaner if you watched it? Sean O'Malley on UFC 250, Sean O'Malley or Cody's knockout? Who would you give the knockout to and why? Because the debate in my house was the O'Malley one was clean, and so they were both super clean. Like let's be real, but the O'Malley one was so stiff and clean, and the fact that he had thrown an actual like feint combo versus Cody, who changed level, but it was more of a I don't know, man. What do you think? Based on you know way more about fighting than anybody in this room. So if you had to pick one, you saw the Sean O'Malley knockout. Did you see how clean that was? The feint uppercut, and then the 1-2, and then he just
Yeah.
fell
Yeah.
back. That
And
was
I'm trying to think about it.
like, what would you do? Because I mean, Cody's was sick too, because he turned the whole dude around and he fell face forward. So like, which
I
one would
think
you pick?
Cody's own was badass because he threw it from his pocket.
Right. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
What makes it that impressive, though? The fact that the hand had to move more distance to get there.
No, I thought what was impressive, like how the fuck he landed that shit. He's so fast. Like, dude, that was the haymaker from hell, dude.
It really was. And if you watch it in slow motion, the guy was throwing a hook that was at the lower level where Cody was ducking, and then of course the guy misses, and Cody is looking right at his
At
chin.
his eyes, yeah.
He's looking right at him as he's throwing that. He's like here, and he's looking right at the chin spot. I was like, oh my god, maybe that makes it brutal. I don't know.
Which one
But
hurt more? Probably Cody's own.
you think Cody's hurt more? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. I think because he. I mean, it's an entire boxer's punch. I would consider him a very technical boxer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of leverage. A little snap punch. So yeah, man. One last thing I had for you, which I think was really interesting. There was a lot of UFC drama. Some of it was a little bit on the dark side. I think the lighter side of the drama would be like Conor McGregor on Twitter, putting out his list of goats. Did you see? I don't know if you heard about that.
No, no.
Oh, Conor went off, bro. He's like, let me tell you why I think Anderson Silva's the
He's the
goat.
GOAT.
No,
Or Anderson?
but he called Anderson as the GOAT. But he says that he was a close second, if not tied for first.
Oh God.
If you had to make a GOAT list, what would be in your in your top 3, 4, 5 guys? Like, what would you consider the GOATs of the sport? Just curious, because Connor said Anderson Silva was the first one. Would you agree with that?
Oh man, me, it's a toss up between Anderson and Demetrius Johnson.
Oh, so you were not bullshitting me. You really think, because we talked about that last episode where you're like, yo, Mighty Mouse is just so well rounded. He's one of the GOATs. But so you'd say Anderson Silva or meet Demetrius?
Yeah, 100%, dude.
If I forced you to one more after that?
One more?
I know it's tough. I know you can. I know there's a lot of ties, and maybe it's gonna.
I would say, man, skill wise, maybe John Jones, but I don't like throwing him in there because just because of the rap that he's had, you know, like his like criminal record and this and that. Shit.
Oh, we got the black square again.
Yeah, shit. Hold on.
So you're saying that character plays into
for me.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
Yeah,
character does play a role in the overall GOAT, because if you're thinking GOAT, it's you should take into account the fighting, but also the overall image of the fighter, the persona, right?
Or what are you contributing? I feel like a pound for pound best fighter is your whole contribution to the sport as a whole.
Gotcha. I mean, I totally see that. I just can't help with all the names this dude has taken out. I can't help but still keep him up there, even though I agree with you on the rap thing and the whole, personality issues outside, for sure. But yeah, man. So, I mean, I'm not gonna keep you much longer, man. But I will say this: I've been like a big fan lately of just watching a bunch of island stuff because of you. I've been.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
It's so amazing, and your wife. I didn't know she played. She's like this artsy girl, man. She does it all.
She's a shit, dude. She's a former Miss Guam. Like, yeah, she's awesome, bro.
Oh, no big deal. I just landed.
Yeah. She's dope, dude. She's dope.
Bro, and then she, I saw it because then I went on her Instagram. I started looking through her stuff. Like, man, this girl, does she do photography or something like that? Or
she's a filmmaker.
Yeah, that was some of the shots were like, what's this? And then her piano playing, bro, just all around gangster.
Yeah. So so she's the filmmaker. She edits, she story tells, and then like once in a while, like if she needs me to shoot it, like I'll shoot it. So it's kind of like it works hand in hand, you know.
Frank, the film room, the crank.
Yeah,
that's dope, man. No, so that's so amazing, man. Honestly, I look at your life and it's like, bro, it feels like y'all are always on vacation. I know that's not the case because you bust your ass. I mean, the yard work you do, all the shit you do.
But I mean, just creating. You know, we're so blessed to create a life to where we don't need to take a vacation. You know,
bro. Man,
yeah,
that's the dream, bro. And
yeah. So every day, I mean, if I wasn't fighting, I'll still be training. You know. So like it's like something that I wouldn't be doing something that I wouldn't want to be doing.
Yeah, that's another tough conversation for a whole other episode. Like, you know, I've been a whore for a lot of my life. You know, it's like I don't want to, but fuck it, man. How much you pay me?
Man, but I mean, you're right. You guys, dude. I mean, easier said than done. But yeah, we gotta eat. You know.
I just think it's amazing you come from such a small population place, you know, and the percentage of people that get to do what you do is very low, and statistically in your island it's probably even low. I mean, unheard of. And yet here you got all these island boys, and you got you coming out. It's just like amazing. And then, like I said, man,
thanks, bro. Thank you.
It's exposed me to a lot of stuff, man. Honestly, it's really like I've been enjoying learning about, you know, like how the whole like military history of where you're at. I think it's amazing. And now we got you in the States. Now we got you here, our hometown. So, again, I have to count my fingers. June 20th. What time are you scheduled to fight Vegas time? Do you know more or less your time slot?
No idea. I don't think they announced the full card yet.
Yeah, I've been looking all over the place. I mean, it's almost like, is Frank telling me the truth? Is he really fighting, or is this the card?
Okay. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so we don't even know like the order in which you go. So there's a show, but you don't know when your ass comes on stage.
Yeah, no, we find out probably like the week of for sure.
Yeah. And then they'll put it on the website, and then yeah, man. So I'll be blasting you out there. you know, guys, you already know. So we're here with Game On. Frank Camacho, I really want to say once again, bro, thanks. And I hope that that you have fun doing this, and that if you're down for it, I'd like to have you for the post-fight, and then we can talk about way more stuff detailed to the fight that's just like nerddom right there for fight nerds.
Yeah, we'll definitely connect, man, and we'll get a time, we'll get a date.
So for sure, guys, this is Game On, a sports podcast for everyone. Frank the Crank Camacho with the UFC. Congrats on everything so far, brother. We can't wait to see you fight in 10 days. On Twitter, we are at Game On Everyone. And on Instagram, it's Game On Sports Podcast. We appreciate all the follows. And this is, of course, your boy Frankie. We out, man.
Shoot.